Welcome back. You're watching NSE FinViz, powered by CNBC TV 18 Season 3. How important, Harsh, is it to get a loan? What I mean by that is, how do you decide which loan is a good loan or a bad loan? Which loan is to cover my needs and which loan is to cover my wants? How do you differentiate?
So I think, yes, that's a very valid question, and I think this is a question that is uppermost on a lot of people's mind. Are loans good or are loans bad? Right? And this was a very famous question that was asked in The Godfather or in Dayavan, the Indian version, right? So are loans good or are loans bad? I think it's like any other instrument. Is fire good? Is fire bad? Is a knife good? Is a knife bad? Depends on how it is used. If you were to have similar rules for loans, I would say what we call a AAA rule for loans to distinguish between good loans and bad loans. The first rule is that it should add to your asset or it should add to your income. That's an OR condition. It should add to your asset or add to your income. So, I mean, when you take a home loan, it's adding to your asset. When you take an education loan to upgrade yourself, right, it's adding to your future income, your ability to earn an income, right? So, it should add to your asset or add to your income. And condition is it should be appropriate. So, I mean, if my income is 1 lakh and I buy a flat in Cuff Parade or whatever is the Pune equivalent, obviously it's not appropriate, although the home loan is adding to my asset. Similar examples can be drawn for education. I mean, if I'm taking a 1 crore loan but my income is going to go up by 50,000 rupees per month after that, obviously it's not appropriate. It might be Harvard, but if my income isn't going to go up, then it's not appropriate from a financial perspective, very, very clearly. There are loans that fall within a gray area. So is a car loan good? Now, car loan doesn't add to your asset, clearly. I mean, it's a depreciating asset, but it can add to your income. Think of yourself as a professional and in a city clearly where public transport does not exist. So if public transport does not exist, you really need some form of your own vehicle, whether it is whatever is the appropriate form for your income, right? Whether it is a two-wheeler, whether it is a four-wheeler, but obviously a Ferrari isn't going to be an appropriate investment, but a car loan could add to your income. So I think really those would be the tests that I would use.
I went to, actually invest in SIP. Then I, got more information over there, and there was one option like growth, and, second one is you can take the investment, take the benefit of it timely,
Dividend.
So I further investigated that, the growth option is for, you could take the benefit of compounding and all those things. But the thing is, my question is about then why the second option is there. So
Okay.
that is the only question.
Okay. Nikhil, you want to take that?
Okay, so normally mutual fund you have two options, growth and dividend option. Okay, so as you rightly said, growth is more for compounding, that if I'm investing for 10 years, 15 years, then growth, what it doesn't take out whatever profit I made and keeps on compounding to it. Okay, what happens in dividend, whatever profit you make, certain portion of the money is given back to you. Okay, now why the dividend as a scheme, product was launched, okay, the reason is more from the debt side. Okay, if I go in actual what exactly happened, 3 years back, the taxation on debt mutual funds, okay, if you take a dividend option, okay, the DDT was only 15%, and dividend in the hands of investor is tax free. So if I hold a debt fund for short term, which is less than 1 year, if I redeem, I have to pay 30% tax as per my tax bracket. But if I take a dividend option, I only paid 15% tax. So it was more for people who wants to invest in debt for short term, okay, and instead of paying 30%, the dividend was a straightforward tax arbitrage option available to me. That I take out my money which I have got it, but I only pay 15% tax. So it's more used from a tax advantage perspective. Now how it has been missold again, okay, how it is missold is that why most of LIC policy people buy that money back policy are very popular, that I will get some money in between, but you don't realize it's your money coming back to you. They are not going from their pocket. Okay, so what the same option, dividend option, was that it gives you some money again. So you feel that okay, I'm getting some money back again. So you feel happy about it. So, but it's your money coming back to you, and your portfolio value goes down by that amount. So dividend option was basically meant for people on the debt side who wants to take out to make the tax arbitrage possible, and growth option was meant for people who wants to invest for long term.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, Nikhil, for being here. Thank you, Harsh, for being here. Thank you so much for having us here.
I can now save my money. I can not only save it, I can also grow it. So I think this is great.
I think the show was well planned, well conducted, and I got to know many things which I didn't know before. And it's very useful in respect to investment with considering the retirement benefits.
Finviz event was excellent. It was very informative, and I got to learn a lot from it because it really opened up my eyes towards the different investments, that options that are available with me, and where I can really put my money.
Well, that's all on this episode of NSE Finviz, powered by CNBC TV 18 Season 3. But before we go, here's a chance for you to win a cool goodie bag by answering this viewer question.
I have to set aside an amount of monthly savings equal to A. 10 to 15% of my monthly income, B. 20 to 30% of my yearly income, C. the balance after paying off my bills, etc., D. a percentage based on how many dependents I have. Send in your answers at fwq@network18online.com. The correct answer to last week's viewer question is option A, the lack of buyers and sellers. Many thanks to all the viewers who sent in their replies. The winner to episode 8's viewer question is Jogesh Midha.
We'll see you next time with another set of young employees at another company. Until then, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.